2 years after the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, also known as the Hawks, started working on the VBS Mutual Bank case, it announced yesterday the arrest of 8 people. The case, which was reported on by the South African Reserve Bank and investigated by Advocate Terry Motau, involves the plundering of more than 2 billion rand of money invested by mostly the elderly in Limpopo. 4 suspects are already in police custody. 3 were expected to hand themselves over yesterday, while 1 is in quarantine due to COVID-19. The suspects have been charged with 47 counts ranging from racketeering, theft, fraud, corruption and money laundering. The head of the Priority Crime Unit, the Hawks, General Godfrey Lebeya, joins us now telephonically to give us more. Good to have you, General. Thanks very much for your time.
Good morning, and good morning to the listeners.
Can you give us an update on the 3 suspects who were supposed to hand themselves over yesterday?
We should be saying that the 3 suspects that were supposed to hand themselves over yesterday have indeed done so. All 3 have handed themselves over and they were detained like others. So today, this morning, there will be 7 suspects that will be appearing at Palm Ridge Court. And as you have correctly indicated, the 8th one will come after the quarantine process has been concluded.
I know that the names of the person implicated have not been mentioned by yourselves. They're out and about in the media, though. Are you now able to confirm those names and identities of the people in custody?
No, we will not. They are currently still called the suspects. All what I can say is that it is the suspect whose ages range from 36 years to 47 years. Their names will be mentioned once they appear in court, wherein they shall now change the title, no longer called the suspect. They will then be called the accused. Once that is done, we will be able to mention their names.
Okay.
They hold, obviously, senior positions in the VBS. You will be knowing the positions of chairperson, auditor, chief executive officer, the chief non-executive director, the treasury, the legal non-executive director, as well as the chair of the audit committee. That is all what we can say at this stage. We will not be mentioning their names.
So we obviously will respect that. We do know that their names are in the media, but we will respect your position on not naming them until later today, obviously, when they are appearing in court. But, you know, as you say, they are top execs at VBS, the 4 of them, 2 PIC execs, 1 KPMG auditor, as well as an SAPS lieutenant. May I assume this is just the beginning?
When you start investigation of this magnitude, it is always better to start at the top. And you can see that we have started at the top of what shall have been done in the VBS. So investigations continues. You know that there will be monies that have come from 20 municipalities. So there are laws governing how these funds are supposed to be managed. And if there are violations of these laws, obviously one expects that everyone who has played a role shall be visited. That is part of the investigation that is continuing.
We obviously note, and we went through the positions of those individuals that are in custody at this point in time, but we certainly have noted that there is no politician listed in the names of those that have been already arrested. Can we expect that soon? I mean, is this something, because many people are saying, yes, you've got all of this, but at the end of the day, there were a lot of politicians that have been implicated in this.
As I have indicated, that when you start investigation of this nature, you start at the top. All of these things have been made possible because there was a bank in which people were depositing money. And those that were responsible for managing that bank are the ones that we should start with. Here we are charging the individuals with what we call a pattern of racketeering activities, among others. That is what you call organized crime. In other places, they will be naming the name of an organized criminal group such as mafia or whatever. But here we have got the South Africans who have created a criminal network that was there to loot the money of the taxpayers and the poor people. So that is where we start. The rest will follow.
When you say the rest will follow, how imminent is it? You're following the money trails. This, of course, is something that you've repeatedly said, that this is the investigation. You will be following all the money trails and the VBS routes. Are you close to further investigations? And, I beg your pardon, close to further arrests?
Well, our investigations are in advanced stage. We did not wait until one leg is finalized before we start the other. So rest assured that our investigations are in advanced stage and you will see action.
So the Hawks yesterday conducted searches and seizure operations in 10 premises in Gauteng and in Limpopo. Are you able to tell us what was seized and what this search actually yielded for your investigation?
The purpose of conducting a search is in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act. We were looking for certain exhibits that can be utilized to prove the allegations that are being made. So this type of searches are not the same as the searches that targets the proceeds of crime. That is done in terms of another law, the Asset Forfeiture, which is the Prevention of Organized Crime Act. So we were yesterday using the Criminal Procedure Act to deal with the first generation exhibits. The second generation exhibits, which is done in terms of another law, will obviously be done. You will also appreciate that this type of investigation has also focused or brought in the element of liquidation. We are dealing with a company that needs to be wound up. And the liquidators are also looking at the assets, putting the assets together to see how those assets need to be administered, like dividing it among the investors, those whose money went into the bank. So that is how the investigation is to be unfolded. So you can see that there are three parts of the laws that are taking place simultaneously. Ours was to deal with criminal element of this.
And there are many criminal elements which we're understanding and learning on a daily basis. I mean, the way that the NPA head described this as being one of the biggest heists the country has ever seen. So, you know, this is obviously something that is very serious and needs to be investigated as such. I mean, when we look at the amount of money, so your investigation has revealed that 20 municipalities deposited an amount of 3.7 billion rand. We've heard that from you, 2.2 billion was paid back. Talk to us about the money that has been recovered and still the money that hasn't been recovered. Will it be recovered?
Yeah. You see that, as I indicated, there is the liquidation process that is taking place. And those who are involved in the liquidation will be able to tell you what is the amount still available in the accounts that they shall have opened and are managing. So ours, as you shall observe, we focus mostly on the criminal part of it, where we shall have already obtained more than 1,000 statements or more than 1,200 statements. And this assists us in ensuring that all the acts that the individuals have perpetrated are investigated. And if there is loss of money, it shall be reflected in the statements. And then that is what the assets investigation will also look at for the purpose of recovery, in order that some of the proceeds can be paid into the CARA account. Some of the proceeds will obviously be needed by the liquidator for the purpose of distribution to those that shall have lost their monies.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, it was also revealed that the monies paid by municipalities were against the municipal laws. I mean, it's a mutual lender. Treasury highlighted this, and this is where things went horribly wrong for this particular bank and the investors, as you say, losing life savings, especially the elderly. Is there a follow-up on those that actually made the approvals in the municipalities to deposit state monies at VBS?
Yes, that is another leg of the investigation, which I'm saying that all those that shall have managed the monies of the taxpayer against the laws shall obviously have to account for those. You will appreciate that for each municipality shall have violated the laws in a particular distriction, in a particular way. So you cannot take all of them and put in one charge sheet, because that will amount to misjoinder. So they will be dealt with individually for having prejudiced a specific municipality in terms of the laws governing the management of those funds. I wouldn't deal with that at this stage, but all what I can say is that the investigation in respect of the municipalities is at an advanced stage.
Finally, General, I have to ask you on a little bit of an update and where you are at with other investigations. Many asking to this. We're talking the Estina Dairy Farm, we're talking Busasa, Friede Farm. What's the status on these cases that are very high profile, and they also are in desperate need of some action taken?
With regard to Busasa that we were handling, you shall recall that we effected an arrest on that one. And then the matter is on the court roll. With regard to the Estina matter, you will recall that some of this investigation has been handed over to the investigative directorate within the NPA, where we have assigned our investigators to be part of that. That I will not be giving an update on. It will be proper that the update on those can be given by the investigative directorate.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very, very much, General Godfrey Lebeya, talking to us about these very high-profile arrests that were made yesterday. They should be appearing in court this morning sometime. And that's the General Head of Hawks, Godfrey Lebeya. Let's quickly take a break. We've got the news after this.